Another edition of the Earnestly Speaking Unfiltered podcast. I'm your host, Ernest E.J. Christian. This episode actually, of course, it's going to be short. It's always short. It's 10 minutes or less. We try to do that. Topic-centric, of course. This episode is actually quite a few days late because I actually wanted to give my reaction to the Raw Reunion that happened on Monday, on Monday Night Raw. And I don't go into the details about the storylines because, like I said, going into it, I told folks on Twitter that it was what it was. I wasn't going to take it more for what it was. That it was a reunion of old school folks. I'm sure they were going to push some storylines of the current product, but overall, it was more of a celebratory episode of the show, and it's okay to do that. And folks, some people were mad about that. Some people were okay with that. I mean. Wrestling Twitter, no matter what, wrestling social media, wrestling fans in general are never going to be fully satisfied, and that's something I've come to terms with now, especially now being back and watching the product again. So what I'll do here for the next couple minutes is just give up my pros and cons of what I saw on the show from the episode. Because I thought it was good. I thought the show was good. It is what it was. Obviously, the pros. Steve Austin's toast at the end of the night was incredible. I love the fact that they brought all the guys of most importance, most impactful, everybody, DX came out, of course, then at the very end, you had Ric Flair have his entrance, Hulk Hogan had his entrance, and I love the fact that after Hogan's speech, they allowed Austin to do what Austin does, because all the superstars line up on the ramp, and they allowed Austin to go through the superstars, all the way down the ramp, do the thing, go to the ring, put his hands up in the air, and give a speech. I thought his speech was incredible. I also thought that, one of the things I've been saying for a couple of years about, who is more impactful, who's bigger, like, it is true that Hulk Hogan is probably still the most influential superstar in history of the business because everything started out, the push of the business being to the mainstream was started with Hulk Hogan and his impact. And to me, he is still the most impactful superstar probably in the history of the business because he did it both as a heel and as a face, as a babyface. But there's no question now, especially, and watching on Monday too, for me, solidified that Steve Austin is the bigger superstar. Like he has the biggest pop, and it could be the music he comes out to, it could be many things. But Stone Cold Steve Austin still has the bigger pop. He's still the biggest superstar in history of the business. And I think when Vince said that in his Hall of Fame speech years ago, it really rings true. So another pro on the episode was the 24/7 title changes were creative. I think they had 6 of them. It went from Maverick to, I think Pat Patterson got the title, to Gerald Briscoe, to Kelly, then to Carmella, $1 Million Man, that's 6, back to Maverick again, and then, it's 6 or 7 times, but it was really cool. And people who were critical about the title, but when it first started out, it's serving its purpose. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's good for social media. It gets people talking about the product, and it's good. All that matters, and I'm enjoying it. The only criticism I had of the belt really is the way it looks. But honestly, whatever. Who gives a shit, right? Come on. The last thing I saw on the show was the possible Roman Reigns Samoa Joe program that may happen. Now they fought at Raw, of course. I feel like Samoa Joe, he lost to Kofi Kingston at the last pay-per-view. Extreme Rules. I feel like he's kind of sort of floundering since losing that U.S. title to Ricochet. Same thing with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been a couple of fairly big spots. He was in the spot with Undertaker and Shane and Drew McIntyre a few weeks ago rather. But it seems like they're kind of floundering. So maybe you pair up 2 floundering stars and make it work. I can see this match happening again at SummerSlam in a few weeks. We'll see. Maybe it won't happen. We'll see. All right, some of the cons from the show. Shawn Michaels look old, like really old, and I mean maybe because of the fact that he's done so much damage to his body, because he's one of the most, probably the biggest or the best performer in the history of the business, and it's probably taking a toll on his body. He looks weird with short hair too, by the way. I've seen him with just literally just a buzz cut, pretty much. It's weird, but he looks old to me, and it's not a big deal, of course, but it's one of those things where I just noticed watching the show. I thought the whole club and DX thing, when DX came out and started like saying, well, "We're the OGs" and all that. Yeah, and I'm all about the OGs, of course. I'm an old school guy, so of course I love when DX comes out and with the Clique, with Nash and Hall and all that. but it was a little hokey. Honestly, the club is really one of the really good things going in the business right now. I thought DX kind of stopped on that a little bit, was too hokey. I don't know, just whatever. Like you had like 8-9 guys on one side and 3 guys. Like, okay, whatever. It's kind of hokey. And the last thing I like this overall, this Bray Wyatt angle, him returning in with the entrance and the sadistic looking face mask, whatever you call it. But the reveal, doing it again with Mick Foley, I thought was kind of weird. And then putting him on the Mandible Claw, I thought they were trying too hard. Like, I don't know. I know they want people not to forget the Bray Wyatt, whatever. But doing it again, you exhausted that same kind of impact on a guy that's not going to be involved in any storylines. Why don't you like do that again in like 2-3 weeks on an actual show that actually will have some impact, not on Mick Foley? I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that personally. The entry, the Bray Wyatt reveal again, didn't like it. But overall, the show was good. I didn't have a problem with the show. I enjoyed it. It was, like I said, it is what it was. It served its purpose. It entertained me, and that's all that matters to me. You know, wrestling fans get too bent out of shape about things that, you know, every little thing's be perfect. Look, it's a 3-hour show. There's a lot of time to fill in. And I thought they did a good job with putting the legends in spots where they need to be, you know? So, that's all. Anyway, that's all from me. That's the end of the rat on the Raw Reunion.